Speaker for the Deputy Speaker for the now call for session.
The speakers will please have your seats. Please proceed. Please clear the aisle. Journalists, please take note. We're about to start the session. Our staffers in the back, members of the public, session is about to convene. Sergeant at arms, please announce the session.
Good morning, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Co-Presiding Officer, and my distinguished Honorable ladies and gentlemen of the Honorable House of Representatives. I have the honor at this time to announce to you the 7th-day sitting of the third quarter of the Honorable House of Representatives, that of the first section of the 55th Legislature of the Republic of Liberia. And now, therefore, the session is hereby called to order, and it is hereby so ordered.
Session have been called to order. The session and the according of prayers.
Amen. If you have your Bibles with you, I want to speak to this gathering on the subject, the gavel of authority, taken from the text Mark 16, verses 15 to 18. It reads thus: And he said unto them, Go ye into all the world and preach the gospel to every creature. He who believes and is baptized shall be saved, but he who believes not shall be damned. And these signs shall follow them who believe. In my name shall they cast out devils. They shall speak with new tongues. They shall take up serpents. And if they drink anything deadly, it shall not harm them. Mr. Presiding Officer and co-presiding members of this distinguished body, we are going through a tough time in this building. We know what it means to be antagonized. We know what it means for somebody to rise up and fight each other. But I want to tell you, Jesus Christ experienced the same thing that we are now undergoing. And when Jesus was leaving his earth, this nefarious earth, when Jesus was leaving his earth, this diabolical earth, he left a gap of authority with his disciples. And be filled with the Spirit of God. I also want to give you this gavel of authority. Jesus told the disciples, the gavel of authority is my knee. He said, in my knee. People will rise up against you and do no harm to you. He said, in my knee. You pick up serpent. Of this place, that gavel of authority will work effectively. If you will use the gavel of authority for the betterment of this country, Liberia, that is lingering behind in poverty and corruption, that authority will be vested in you to be used appropriately. Honorable presiding, co-presiding, the Bible says, do not fear what you see, but what people work. Any weapon fashioned against them shall not prosper in the name of Jesus. So take it.
Okay, Bomba, Honorable Anthony Marcus M. Thomas, Honorable Presidia A. Cooper, Honorable Reverend Dr. Samuel Aaron Enders, Honorable Emmanuel Dan, Honorable Prince Gitor, Honorable Francis Afogo Jr., Honorable Yaka Wakoluba, Honorable Richard Nkun, Honorable Jerry Yobo, Honorable Jerry Koluba Yobo, Honorable Edward Pape Flombo, Tula Kamara, Abu Bana Kamara, Nelson Raul Sibo, Bernard Blue Benson Jr., Grand Bassa County, Asachi Bunny, J. Clarence T. Banks, Matthew Joe, Alfred A. Flombo, Thomas A. Goswa II, Sino County, Thomas Romeo Pio, Samse Kujuwea, Ellis Sonny Bonoa, Maryland County, Pete Majure, Anthony F. Williams, Austin Blake Taylor, Grand Cape Mau County, Bentu Masade, Mohamed Dose, Bose Soni Fekar, Bon County, Frank K. Kwena, James M. Colère, Josiah Marvin Cole, Robert Flombo Wamba, Eugene J. M. Colley, Moima Brice Mesa, Foley E. Fumbling, Lofa County, Julie F. Weir, Mama Shafa Koto, Gisi K. Collins, Augustine B. Tewu, Nimba County, Samuel M. Brown Sr., Nyaji Flombo, Nega E. Gay, Honest M. Massey Sr., Samuel B. Koga, Double Twang Legia, Musa Assemblity, say Esme Anan, Taze Wombe, Grand Judah County, Jeremiah G. Soka Sr., Mary G. Johnson, Jacob C. D. II, Bome County, Japapa Obidaya Vani, Mona B. Johnson Jr., Sam P. Jala, Makili County, Abu Ronald Opik Football, Abu Awa K. Jones, Abu Ellie A. Atore, Abu Emmanuel Ya, Abu Clary Giga, Riverside County, Abu Ellis J. Grant, Abu Steve Tikwa, Grand Crew County, Abu Nathaniel M. Bowie Sr., Riverside County, Abu Alexander Paul, Abu Isaac D. Kidope Wo, Abu Johnson S. M. Bola Sr., Babalu County, was in A. Norman, Luther S. Collins, and Honorable Mustafa Wariti. Honorable Presiding Officer, Honorable Members, and Honorable House of Representatives, there are 43 Honorable Members present, 30 Honorable Members absent. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Distinguished colleagues, with 43 members present, constitute a quorum for the order of our business, and it is hereby so ordered. Reading correction and adoption of the agenda.
The 7-day sitting of the third quarter of the first section of the Honorable House of Representatives of the 55th Legislature of the Republic of Liberia. Tuesday, November 5, 2024, agenda. 1. Section call to order. 2. Prayer. 3. Roll call. 4. Reading corrections, amendment, and adoption of the agenda. 5. Call for petition. 6. Call for special committee report. 7. Call for standing committee report. 8. Call for bills, motions, and resolution. Now business on speaker's desk. Under that we have A. Communication from Honorable Johnson S.N. Williams Sr., Representative, Electoral District Number 3, River G County, pleading for the plenary of the House to invite the Minister of Transport and the Managing Director of the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation to appear before plenary and provide clarity on the statement of the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission that it was made aware of sources of funding in the amount of US $750,000 made available to lawmakers through the accounts of the Ministry of Transport and LWSC. B. Communication from Honorable James M. Kohler, Representative Electoral District Number 2, Bon County, requesting the House to cite the Minister of Transport over lack of services at the county service centers. C. Communication from Honorable Alexander Paul, Representative Electoral District Number 1, River G County, craving the indulgence of the Honorable House to request the appearance of the Executive Director of the Rural Renewable Energy Agency and his deputy to provide briefing on their programs and activities related to electrifying rural communities, as well as sources of the funding for the initiatives. D. Communication from Honorable Ernest Mansier, Representative Electoral District Number 4, Niba County, craving the indulgence of the plenary to invite Honorable Francis S. Nyamare, Minister to give a report on the rollout of the Local Government Act of 2018. E. Communication from Honorable Alexander Paul, Representative Electoral District Number 1, River G County, Honorable Steve Tikwa, Representative Electoral District Number 2, Riverside County, and Sylvester Semiana, Representative Electoral District Number 8, Nima County, officially filing a complaint against Honorable Josiah Marvin Cole, Honorable Edward P. Flomo, Honorable Frank X. Fogo, Honorable Eugene J. M. Colley, Honorable Abu Bana Kamara, and Honorable Zina Noma for allegedly indulging in acts that are repugnant to the status of members of the House. F. Communication from Honorable B.M.P. Saleh Jr., Senior Stenographer of the House, on behalf of the House of Representatives Secretariat, complaining Honorable J. Marvin Cole, Chairman, Rules, Order, and Administration, to the honorable members of the House. 10. Miscellaneous. 11. Adjournment. our presiding officer and co-presiding officer, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, that is the reading of the draft agenda for today's business, being the 7-day sitting. Thank you, sir.
Distinguished colleagues, you listen to the reading of the agenda. What is your weight and pleasure? Honorable P. Mastery.
Honorable Presiding Officer, Deputy Speaker, Honorable Thomas P. Fada, Co-Presiding Officer, fellow colleagues. I've been listening to the agenda as read. I move, if I can obtain a second, that the agenda be endorsed and accepted to guide our deliberations for today with the following amendment. That on item 9, which is business on speaker's decks, looking at the alphabetical configuration, that E be brought forward to be A, and F brought forward to be B, and following in that order, A is C, C to D, D to F. I so move.
Those colleagues, with the amendments of our agenda and the motion made by the distinguished colleagues, Honorable P. Marjorie, are you ready to vote? All those in favor of the motion are ready. Honorable Colette. Next, Honorable Colette. Are you there?
Honorable Thomas P. Fala, representative of District Number 1, Local County, and the Deputy Speaker of the 55th National Legislature and presiding officer, co-presiding distinguished colleagues. To the movement, I will be ready to vote if he can accept that on the agenda, we can consider the miscellaneous to be included after we shall have our discussion only after completing or after we have completed all of the agenda items. If he can accept that amendment, I'll be willing to vote.
Honorable Colette, but we do have miscellaneous on our agenda, so it's implied.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I declare.
Honorable Sokan.
Honorable presiding, co-presiding, distinguished colleagues, to the movement, I will be ready to vote if you could kindly accept this simple amendment that on the item miscellaneous, that the communication from this plenary, this August body, be sent to the executive and the Senate, informing them of a full functional plenary and that the work of the people of Liberia is ongoing. I will be ready to vote if you can accept this simple amendment to the movement.
To the honorable gentleman from Grand Jaya, given the necessity of that legislative update to the executive and to our colleagues in the House of Senate, I honorably accept.
Distinguished colleagues, with the acceptance, are you ready to vote? All those, Prince Quina.
Don't watch the refund coming. Honorable presiding, honorable,
I'll be ready to vote. If we can act in line with what Soka said, that we should write a communication to the executive assembly to legitimize his effort, but we have a committee of whole. I'll give it an opportunity
to run effectively. Not just reckoning, we should have a committee of whole that should be considered on this agreement. Thank you so much, Mr. Honorable President.
To the honorable gentleman, surplus stage does not vitiate. If we get to that item, I'm sure
in consonance to lock the doors to the chambers of the House of Representatives, door obstructing normal functions and depriving us the opportunity to be heard on our vote of no confidence in the Speaker of the House of Representatives. At another interval, these police locked the doors to the joint chamber of the legislature on 2 separate occasions, again denying us the opportunity to do the people's business. On October 22nd, 2024, these honorable Momo last talks from the streets who stormed the grounds of the Capitol building to harass, embarrass, and harm fellow police for reasons we are yet to understand. This action destabilized normal activities at the Capitol and sent waves of shock across the Republic about the safety of members of the House of Representatives. Furthermore, these honorable men, especially Honorable J. Marvin Cole and Honorable Edward Pape Flomo, with total disregard to their fellow police, have consistently rained naked insults at fellow lawmakers within the plain view of the public, thus desecrating the sacredness of the House of Representatives and dragging our image into public disrepute. Based on these reasons, we wish to submit to this plenary a call to action for the investigation of our colleagues named above. Sincerely, Honorable Alexander Paul, Representative District Number 1, River G County; Steve Tikwa, Representative District Number 2, Riverside County; Honorable Sylvester C. Miana, Representative District Number 8, Nima County. Mr. Presiding Officer, Co-Presiding Officer, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, that is a review of your colleagues against 6 of your colleagues. Thank you, sir.
Distinguished colleagues, you listen to the reading of the communication from our honorable colleagues completing some members of the House of Representatives on allegation of act that have brought this Honorable House of Representatives to public disrepute. We've already stated, distinguished colleagues, what is your way and pleasure. Honorable Austin Taylor.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable distinguished co-presiding, my distinguished fellow members of the House of Representatives, having listened to this very much important communication that seeks to create sanity in this honorable House, I will move, if I can obtain a second, that the communication written by my fellow colleagues be open for discussion, afterwards to be placed under a committee of a whole, where plenary will definitely finalize a decision against these colleagues who have openly brought this House to a public disrepute.
Will the motion be seconded, distinguished colleagues? Are you ready to vote?
Already.
Honorable Koga. Honorable Koga, Honorable Thomas in our order, and then Honorable Fumo.
Presiding, co-presiding to the movement. I will be very consistent with our rules. Which states, if or whenever any of our members fell injured, he or she must file a complaint to the speaker, and upon reading of the communication, it should be either turned over to the rules or administration with a timeline to investigate. I will be ready to vote that, having listened to the reading of the communication, in line with our rules, and also owing to the fact that those names mentioned in the complaint are those that the reports of the complaint supposed to be addressed to, that the co-chair of Rules and Order, Abu Kamara, the chair on Rules and Order, Honorable Marvin Ko, are all involved in the complaint. And in our rules, Rule 54.2, it states that when the chairman, the co-chairman are not functional, it is given upon the floor to determine 2 votes to remove the 2 persons. It did not say after the 2 chairmen or the chair and the co-chair move, members should succeed. For the fact that these 2 individuals are going to please state your readiness, please. That's why I'm ready that come here. I don't want to name people. Because it's long. Thank you. So for the fact that the chairman and the co-chairman complete have been launched, it means that that committee ceases to function. Based upon this, I'm ready to vote if 2 things. The plenary form an ad hoc committee, or the committee as a whole as plenary to investigate the case and report to this other body within 3 days. Yeah, the plenary before they send it to our home. The whole committee or home. So it's a movement. I know to my distinguished honorable veteran from Nimba County, surplusage does not vitiate, and in this slide, we will state that the motion already carried that there should be a committee of the whole to investigate this matter. So I so accept.
So there were 2 amendments in one. One, committee of the whole. The second, it should not be open according to for deliberation.
No, based on that.
One is accepted and one is rejected.
So one is rejected, the one where should I read?
Honorable Thomas.
The doing of the legislature is fellow colleagues. Consistent with our rule 40, 41, and 42, and our colleague just read rule 52. And to the movement, I will be ready to vote, having already moved that a committee of the plenary constitute a committee of the whole to intervene into the matter. I will be ready to vote if a timeline can be set that on Tuesday of next week, owing to the fact that this Thursday is a holiday, that Tuesday of next week, our colleagues who have been complaining should appear before plenary to give due process so as to intervene into the matter. If you can accept that single amendment.
To my distinguished colleague of Monserrate County, Michael Thomas, and having considered that you are quoting the rules, I so accept your readiness.
Distinguished colleague, Honorable Flomo. On behalf
Honorable Presiding Officer, co-presiding, distinguished colleagues, I will be ready to vote to the movement if this amendment can be made. That during further presentation by the proponent of the communication, if they have pieces of evidence, they should display them vividly so that we can know the magnitude of what they're talking about.
So to my distinguished member from Nima County, a committee of the who has been already set up, is going to be set up. So in consonant to that investigation will be receiving the evidences. So I so reject.
Honorable Taylor, I want you to restate that motion and ask Honorable Taylor, you got it? The amendment to the motion? Yes. Seeking submission of the exhibit on the
Yes.
allegation.
Yes. To the committee of the whole.
To the committee of the whole.
Yeah.
It will be accepted? Yes. Thank you. Honorable Kule.
Say to the presiding and the honorable deputy, as doyen of the House of Representatives and joint doyen of the National Legislature of the Republic of Liberia, and co-presiding distinguished colleagues, to the people of the land of happiness and sunshine, Liberia County. I will be ready to vote if you can accept my amendment that in order for this investigation, since it's going to the plenary as a committee of the whole, not to be practicalized, for us not to discuss it remain closed until it gets into the committee of the whole in order to avoid practice. I will be ready to vote.
So my learned colleague who happens to be a lawyer, I understand the background. So I sense.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding, co-presiding colleagues. Mr. Morgan, I will be ready to vote for you to consider the single amendment. For the fact that there was a video footage on that day displaying our police who partook into obstructing the function of this whole body, bringing the body to public repute. I will be ready to vote for you to consider that those, especially those members of the 55th legislature whose photo appear but are not named in the communication, also be invited, including specifically on Suni Bon. I'll be ready to vote for you to consider that amendment.
My honorable colleague, we duly accept your amendment.
Distinguished colleague, we follow the amendments. Are you ready to vote?
Yeah.
All those in favor of the motion, please raise your right hand. Those against? Abstention. Resolved.
Distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, the vote is unanimous.
With the vote being unanimous, distinguished colleagues, we will encourage all those in favor of, let us say, distinguished colleagues, with the vote being unanimous, we encourage our colleagues that have been mentioned in this complaint to please adhere to the mandate of plenary, be able to submit themselves on Tuesday in keeping with the motion that is being made. To recap the names, those individuals, of Josiah Marvin Cole, Chairman, Rules, Order, and Administration, of Elder Papi Flomo, of Professor Fogo, of Eugene J.M. Colley, of Abu Bama Kamara, of Zina Noma, and of Ellis Noah. Please, Honorable Chief Clerk, I'm mandated by this plenary to officially communicate to individual colleagues to appear 10 a.m. Tuesday morning. Failure on your part, distinguished colleagues, the decision of the majority will take full swing. Thank you. Information.
So Sarah may have been someone here in the house of the joint chamber. So
Now that you are accepted to form the whole as equal representative of district of Two County,
next Tuesday morning.
I want to take this time to recuse myself from this committee so that the investigation will go on smoothly. As completed. That's all of information. Thank you. Next. Next.
November 4.
It's implied, distinguished colleagues. It's implied. Once you have the competence, you cannot be committee part of committee of the whole. It's understood.
A formal complaint against Honorable J. Marvin Cole, Chairman of Rules, Order, and Administration. Dear Honorable Deputy Speaker and Presiding Officer, I present compliments and write formally submitting a complaint regarding the behavior and actions of Honorable J. Marvin Cole, Chairman of Rules, Order, and Administration. Honorable Deputy Speaker and distinguished honorable members, It has come to my attention that Honorable Ko has issued an alarming directives to the personnel director of the House of Representatives to use physical violence against Honorable House's secretarial members when they are seen in the vicinity or premises of the Capitol building. I believe this directive to beat House secretarial members to death or inflict wounds on any of them, including staff who is allegedly not supporting his bid, is grave, concerning, dehumanizing, and reflects a blatant disregard for both dignity and survival of the House's staff members and any other staff for that matter. Distinguished Honorable Presiding Officer and Honorable Members, I'm optimistic that such a statement, whether figurative or not, creates unconducive working environment and severely undermines professional standards expected within the House of Representatives. And as Chairman of Rules, Order and Administration, it is worth mentioning that it behooves him to maintain a working atmosphere of respect, safety, and decorum for all employees in the Capitol building. In view of the aforementioned, I plead with the honorable members of the House of Representatives to ensure that Honorable Ko, who is the Chairman of Rules, Order, and Administration, to halt or stop his intimidations, threats, and harassment of staff of the Honorable House of Representatives who, out of perception, he alleges are not his supporter or the likes. Kind regards, sincerely, Honorable BMP Saleh Jr., Senior Stenographer, on behalf of the members of the Secretariat. Mr. Presiding Officer, Co-Presiding Officer, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, that is the second complaint this time from the head of the Secretariat on behalf of the police. Thank you, sir.
Distinguished colleagues, listen to the reading of the communication from Honorable BMP Saleh, Stenographer of the House of Representatives. What is the way and pleasure? Honorable Ernest Mercy.
Thank you, Mr. Presiding, Mr. Co-Presiding, and fellow colleagues. I stand to move, if I can obtain a second, that after carefully listening to the communication from the Secretary of the House of Representatives and having the same nature as the communication previously offered by our colleague, I move, if I can obtain a second, that this communication be combined with previous complaint and then be investigated by the committee of vote. If I can obtain a second.
With the motion be seconded, are you ready to vote? I'm ready, Honorable Coker.
We got to be very meticulous as to how we proceed with complaints. The gentleman who wrote a complaint is not member, but equally so is a staffer who served on. So I will be ready to vote if the presiding can set up a mini ad hoc committee on a separate basis, not the plenary as a whole, to invite them go to that committee to look into the matter.
Having listened to one of the senior comrades with all the experience working here, I would want to humbly reject it.
I'm ready, Honorable P. Marjorie, Honorable Anderson,
To the movement, the honorable gentleman from Lima County. I'll be ready to vote concerning the fact that the communication mentioned the HR.
Problem. Their building, we are corrupt in a place. And let me say again, the budget alteration of 4 million naira in the building and people ate it.
Who are those people?
The people ate it. They want to divide
Who send the 400?
The executive send the money for all the.
The speaker is supposed to preside over all of those allegations.
Boss man, if they are not doing money business for the speaker removal, I was going to join them to remove the speaker. Because the speaker says so embarrassment to everything that's going on.
So why are you supporting him?
I'm supporting him because they brought money business in from.
What is he?
Considering that the second communication is separate from the first communication, that the second communication be treated separately because the rule that is then violated is Rule 41, wherein our honorable colleague on has misused power. So I will be ready to vote where the second communication to be treated separately.
Okay, to my level of my militancy, I will only accept impact on ground that the communication has to be treated by the plenary as a committee of whole, but on a separate date. The separate time, that's what I'm trying to say.
Could you say that term on tape?
Mr. Presiding, Mr. Co-Presiding, colleagues. Mr. Mugen, I will be ready to vote where the communication from the Secretary be treated separately, where the plenary can convene in a committee of a whole, and that hearing should be conducted on Thursday.
So the
Would be accepted. Honorable Laflemo.
Honorable Presiding, Co-Presiding, distinguished colleagues, to the movement, I will be ready to vote if you can accept this simple amendment. Given the fact that this complaint is not coming from us, it's coming from one of our staffs. In order to do justice to this complaint, I will be ready to vote if we can designate a special committee to do a background investigation on the truth of this complaint to inform us of appropriate action.
I think this is the similar motion that already been rejected. So, about the issue about Starbucks, yes, the communication is not coming from members, but also equally important as members. Whatever that affects the Starbucks, it also affects the plenary as a whole. So, I still retain that this communication be treated separately, but be treated by the plenary. So,
with the rejection of the distinguished colleagues, are you ready to vote?
Yes.
All those in favor of the motion be made to allow the investigation be treated separately. Colleagues along the staff and legislative involved appear to this honorable body on Thursday for investigation. Distinguished colleagues, with one that, are you ready to vote?
Yes.
Are you ready to vote? All those in favor say yea. Yeah. Against? Motion is carried. Chief Clerk, please act accordingly. Next.
Communication from Honorable Johnson S.N. Williams, Sr. Honorable Thomas P. Fowler, Deputy Speaker and Presiding Officer, Honorable House of Representatives, Capitol Building, Capitol Hill, Monrovia, Liberia. Dear Honorable Deputy Speaker and Presiding Officer, I write to bring to the attention of plenary statement issued by the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission, LACC, on alleged bribery involving the Ministry of Transport and Water and Sewer Corporation. In a statement, the LACC indicated that it was made aware of sources of funding in a total amount of $750,000 was allegedly made available to the lawmaker through the accounts of the Ministry of Transport and the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, LWSC, respectively. Honorable Presiding, these are serious allegations regarding the House of Representatives. I therefore like to plead for the indulgence of plenary to invite the Minister of Transport and the Managing Director of Liberia Water and Sewer to appear before this plenary to provide clarity on the issue. Sincerely, Honorable Johnson S.M. Williams, Sr., Representative District Number 3, River G County. Mr. Presiding Officer, Co-Presiding Officer, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, that is a reading of a communication from Honorable Johnson S.M. Williams, Sr. Thank you, sir.
Distinguished colleagues, you listen to the reading of the communication from our honorable colleagues, Honorable Williams. What is a great pleasure? Honorable Anthony Williams to Williams.
Thank you. Honorable Deputy Speaker, Presiding Officer, Co-Presiding, distinguished colleagues, having listened to the communication from my learned colleague, Johnson S.M. Williams, with no connection to my origin, from River G County, Maryland. That communication, Honorable Presiding, is very, very much great, and it put us around our integrity. Some of us, you see us in this fight, it is because of our integrity that we have built over the years. And I'm coming. You're already now. You're already now. Okay, take this one. So, Honorable Presiding, having listened to the communication, I was afraid that I move what I can continue the second that 3 minutes, if you want to the colleagues, to elasticize on the issue that has been leveled against Liberia Water and Sewer, Minister of Transport, vis-a-vis members of the House of Representatives. If I can continue to say.
With the motion be seconded, are you ready to vote? All those in favor of Johnson trying to elasticize for 3 minutes. Please take your readiness away from our panel.
Thank you very much, Presiding. Honorable Presiding, Co-Presiding, I will be ready to vote when the movement can accept this simple amendment that those that are being named, the LACC boss, the water and sewer, and whosoever concerns should come along with their councillors. So to clarify all doubts. Thank you very much. Thank you so much, Honorable Zoe Bowie of Prinfield County, and I share the district. I completely sort of getting from Prinfield County. Having listened to his amendment, knowing fully well the gravity of the case that requires a vivid investigations, and so accept such amendment from the LCC as well, and then the Liberia Water and Sewer Minister to come along with those people that was articulated at here. Thank you so much.
Honorable you, presiding, or co-presiding. It is by precedent that the wisdom of the elders will always prevail over the younger ones. I do accept.
Thank you, my brother. Presiding, co-presiding, according to the movement. I will be ready to vote, Mr. Presiding, owing to the nature that the letter being read, inviting the head of LCC and other institutions to appear on a specific matter is clear that they are not being called here on a contempt. So So on the basis of that, as per our rules, we cannot invite them to come with their lawyers. It's an ordinary interaction. Thank you. If you can accept that simple amendment. And thanks to my colleague on phone for yielding to me.
Honorable Pisari, Honorable Co-Pisari, distinguished colleagues, lawyer will always be lawyer. So having listened to Anthony Marker Thomas, who I will also be joining very shortly, I so accept that the lawyers aspect should be amended. Thank you.
Already, Honorable Abbas too.
Thank you, Mr. President, Co-President, colleagues in the movement. I will be ready to vote for you to consider the simple amendment that the communication stated clearly that the Water and Sewer and Ministry of Transport be invited. So I will be ready to vote where we to stick to the communication that the two entities invited or rating be invited. LACC, Water and Sewer and Ministry of Transport. Having listened to my colleague, Ava Kokolo Jones from Margery County, one of the clients who understand the intricacies that is involved with such a matter. And so I said.
Distinguished colleagues, do we have the date of appearance in all of the readiness statements? Tuesday. With that said, distinguished colleagues, are you ready to vote? All those in favor say yea. Against? On the way of the last 6 hours, 2 minutes.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, presiding, honorable co-presiding, distinguished colleagues. Although my letter is self-explanatory, but the matter brought before this august body is very grave, and it is important that the Honorable House of Representatives take this matter very serious. It is a public notice, and it is on a public record that this august body, the Honorable House of Representatives, has been accused of allegedly receiving money from the accounts of these two government institutions. And although on public that the WSCS made a statement regarding that, and in line with the pronouncement made by the LACC, it is important for this Honorable House to invite the management of the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation and the management of the Ministry of Transport to provide us clarifications as to the allegations. It is us. This matter, it is about us. So I think it's important that we see this matter, and it is important for plenary to see this as very important to save our integrity as well as to save the image of the Honorable House of Representatives. Honorable Deputy Speaker, presiding, co-presiding, the senior colleagues. On this matter, I so submit and I will rest if there are any other inquiry or further question. Thank you very much.
Listen to the motion that was made. So with the motion, we'd like to say thank you, Honorable Johnson, for your presentation. Distinguished colleagues, with the presentation made in compliance with the motion from our distinguished colleagues, Honorable Williams, are you ready to vote? All those in favor say yea. Against? Motion is carried. Honorable Deputy Chief Clerk,
Yes, sir.
please convey our invite to the Managing Director of LWSC and the Minister of Transport to report here on Tuesday, 10 a.m.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Next.
Communication from Honorable Kule. Dear Honorable Presiding and distinguished colleagues, reference, request to cite the Minister of Transport over lack of services at the county service centers. We would like to draw the urgent attention of the House of Representatives of the 55th National Legislature to the dysfunctional status of service centers across Liberia. As a matter of fact, the key reason for establishing service centers was to ensure that basic services are decentralized so that our people are able to adequately access them with less stress. However, it seems that this was just a mere dream, as the services required to have been provided by the centers are more available to our people who are mostly rural poor. For example, motor vehicle services which allow the people to obtain services such as vehicle registration and availability of driver's licenses, printing of plates for motor vehicles, motorcycles, and tricycles are completely non-existent at the moment. Leads to talk about printing of certificates, etc. Thus, rendering the service centers across the country a burden rather than a relief. It is because of the dysfunctional status of service centers within the counties that I have decided to seek the indulgence of the Honorable House of Representatives through this plenary to kindly cite the Honorable Minister of Transport to appear before this plenary to provide reasons why these important services are not available to our people up to present time. At times like these, when revenue sharing has become a key component of our governance system, keeping the service centers without the provision of basic services will mean undermining the growth of our counties, the improvement of the lives of our people, and the development of our communities. Mr. Presiding Officer and distinguished colleagues, this matter is serious because needed revenues that are supposed to be utilized to the good of our people will instead be redirected to Monrovia and hugely benefited by the central government, thereby depriving us of said resources. It is my ardent hope that this august body and this honorable plenary will do the needful to help us help our people. Kind regards, very sincerely, James Colette, Representative, District Number 2, Bon County. Honorable Presiding Officer, Co-Presiding Officer, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, that is the reading of the communication from Honorable Colette. Thank you, sir.
Distinguished colleagues, you listen to the reading of the communication has been read. What is your great pleasure? Honorable Kisi Collins.
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Co-Presiding, distinguished colleagues. Having listened to the reading of the communication from our colleague, Honorable James Colette, Bon County, I move, if I can obtain a second, that the report be submitted and received, endorsed, and submitted to the Committee on Transport for investigation and reporting 2 weeks.
Second. With the motion be seconded, distinguished colleagues, are you ready to vote? All those in favor say yea.
Ready.
Ready. Honorable Sona.
Honorable Presiding, Honorable Co-Presiding, and distinguished colleagues. So, my distinguished gentlemen from Lofa County, I will be ready to vote if you could kindly accept this simple amendment that the communication just read be accepted and that the Minister of General Affairs, the Minister of Transport be made to appear next Thursday, not this Thursday, next Thursday. If you will kindly accept.
To my colleagues from Granville Atlantic, nice suggestion from you here.
To the movement. I will be ready to vote when you to accept my simple amendments that the proponents of this communication be given some time to expatiate on this communication, after which the plenary will also be given some time to delve into this matter as it has to do with our various counties. I submit.
My dear colleague from Maryland County, next suggestion, a humble request.
The state police, to the movement. Have you ever reported you get out of committee on internal affairs? So, I'm the first to report internal affairs.
Thank you, Honorable Obidiah Fami. Taking into consideration the internal affairs of this country and that it has to do with the Ministry of Transport, working in line with the Supreme Court of our institution or the foreign institution, I accept.
The speakers will leave with their acceptance. Are you ready to vote? We sit on time. Honorable Deputy Speaker and Presiding Officer, co-presiding. To the movement, I will be ready to vote. Realizing that the service center are on the Ministry of Internal Affairs, it will invite the Minister of Internal Affairs and be present with the Minister of Transport for the hearing, if the movement is accepted. Accepted.
I was also accepted.
So this, already?
Yeah, accepted.
Honorable colleagues, Honorable DC Collins, thank you for offering the motion. Well, I'll be ready to vote because the conversation that boils around county service center, it is court crossing land government institutions. You have the data statistics, also subject to the services in the county, which is quite certificate. You have the laptop business registration that also with the services. You also have the Ministry of People that also with that. So I will be ready to vote. Honorable Lender Police to go for county. Easy comment. That the Director of Data Statistics, the Director for Agro Business Registration, and Data Statistics Price Certificate, deal was the same.
Thank you.
The added
to the movement.
To my colleague from Maryland County, this is my colleague.
I'm on the effect. With the accepted the speaker's colleagues are going to vote. All of those who are saying against, motion is carried. Honorable Deputy Chief Clerk, please act. Next.
Communication from Honorable Alexander Paul. Subject: request of the appearance of the Executive Director of the Rural Renewable Energy. Dear Honorable Presiding Officer, I wish you a compliment and craving the indulgence of the Honorable House of Representatives to request the appearance of the Executive Director of the Rural Renewable Energy Agency or his deputy, Mr. Steve Potter, before plenary to provide briefing on their programmers and activities related to the electrifying rural communities as well as sources of the funding for these initiatives next week, Tuesday, which was October 29th. Honorable President, it is my hope that this body will do the needful. Thank you for your cooperation. Sincerely yours, Honorable Alexander Paul, Representative Electoral District No. 1, River Tree County. Mr. Presiding Officer, the co-presiding officer, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, that is the reading of a communication from Honorable Paul. Even though he was deferred, then that's why the date is 29 October.
Distinguished colleague, you listen to the reading of the communication has been read. What is the waiting pleasure? Honorable Anthony Williams.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, presiding, co-presiding, distinguished colleagues, having listened to the communication from one of my learned colleagues from River County, Alexander Paul, that put us around electrifications. I move when I cannot see a second, that 2 minutes be given to him, 3 minutes be given to him, to give us an architectural explanation as it relates to these electricities that come up with.
Can I be on second?
Yes, no second.
You show me the second and you are ready for all those who want to say yeah?
Yeah.
Again. Honorable Paul, architectural deliberation.
Honorable presiding, distinguished colleagues. Thank you for affording me the opportunity. There is this government institution that was enacted into law that is responsible for rural electrification. So my communication to this plenary is pleading with this plenary to invite the director and his deputy to come and explain and give us briefing as to their workings. This institution is responsible for rural electrification and realizing that LEC is not all over in our rural communities. And so they are responsible to provide renewable energy electrification in our respective rural communities. So I'm pleading with this plenary to have them invited to explain to us their progress and their sources or source of funding and source of need.
Distinguished colleague, with the presentation by our distinguished colleagues, Honorable Paul, in keeping with the motion, we are here ready to vote. All those in favor say aye. Against? Honorable Formula, you lay. Motion is carried. Thank you. Next.
Communication from Honorable Ernest Mansier. Honorable Thomas P. Fowler, Deputy Speaker and Presiding Officer, Honorable House of Representatives, Capitol Building, Capitol Hill, Morovia, Liberia. Dear Honorable Deputy Speaker and Presiding Officer, I present compliments and wish to bring to the attention of this honorable body issues of concern regarding the implementation of the Local Government Act of 2018. There are many concerns respected to the implementation of the Act. Henceforth, I crave the indulgence of this plenary to invite Honorable Francis Akila Nyamali, Minister of Internal Affairs, to appear to give a report on the rollout of the Local Government Act of 2018. Yours sincerely, Honorable Ernest Marcier, Representative, District Number 4, Neva County. Honorable Presiding Officer, Co-Presiding Officer, distinguished honorable ladies and gentlemen, that is the reading of the communication from Honorable Marcier. Thank you, sir.
Distinguished colleague, you listen to the reading of the communication has been read. What is your great pleasure? Honorable Family.
Mr. Deputy Speaker and presiding, co-presiding, distinguished colleague, having listened to the well-written communication and the impact the said communication will have on our country, I move that the said communication be received and that plenary communicate to the Ministry of Internal Affairs, inviting the minister to come and explain to this August body on Tuesday the progress as to the rollout of said plan. I so move.
No second.
Distinguished colleagues, with the motion being seconded, are you ready to vote? Already, Honorable Koga. Honorable Koga, Honorable Williams, in our order.
My colleague from Bonn, I'll be ready to vote. Owing to the fact that this communication was earlier flared by one of our colleagues from Labour, a person of Naked Gate. And the matter was referred to the chair of the Committee on Judiciary. Being that the chairman is here, we will let him to give us some updates on the status. Then we can proceed from there if we accept that amendment.
You know, the essence of this communication is to come and explain. And in as much as this communication speaks to that reality, and so we can.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, presiding, co-presiding, distinguished colleagues, having listened to the motion from Leonard colleagues, fully from the county, and I would like to make him to accept this amendment. At this way, it is an intellectual theater. Every time a communication is offered on flow, the individual will be given time to expound on his or her communication. Why necessitated such time? So on that basis, I will be ready to vote. If they give our Leonard colleagues the opportunity to expound on this community, even to the days, I'll be ready to vote. I'll expound.
Mr. Presiding, and to my learned colleague from Maryland, too many requests are so accepted.
Deputy Speaker, co-presiding, distinguished colleagues, the entire Local Government Act, we need to revisit it. I think it was a calculated attempt to remove the lawmakers out of the development package of our various districts in this country. That particular Local Government Act, I think we can be representing the people in our various districts, in the 73 districts, and we are completely out. So, ma'am, huh? I'll take it back. So my unwillingness is that particular communication, that law that was passed, we need to revisit it and improve on it. Thank you.
To the movement, please.
After what they say.
We should improve on the Local Government Act.
Okay, he said you check.
Thank you. Distinguished colleagues, with the amendment bills, are you ready to vote?
Yes.
All those in favor say yea.
Yeah.
Against nay. We give the proper 3 minutes on Romancy. Thank you.